let's start with the top lines. It's a delusion, an illusion, a total cover-up.
You know, Eamonn hits the nail on the head when he says, when a lie unchallenged becomes the truth. And this is what's happened in this situation here. ITV thought they could feed the public, the insiders and media, and say Phillip Schofield had an affair with a younger male colleague, and that's it. And clearly, from what we're learning, it's not just that. It's been more seedy from production staff who are now feeling more empowered to speak up where they've been stunted before, whether it's having to sign NDAs. Then we have to question this man's promotion, swift promotion from This Morning to Loose Women. You have people who work in TV for years and they do not have such a promotion. We have to ask, why has this man had this? ITV, of course, have said they've investigated this, but I think there's now more evidence and more calls for an independent investigation into this situation.
Yes, because one of the most shocking things that we heard in that clip there was the mention of taxis, which would have had to have gone through the accounts office at ITV. So that is at odds with what they've said, that they have thoroughly investigated, as it would suggest that it was all done under their watch.
And that's why we need this to be investigated independently. And I think this is why Phillip Schofield, coming out with statements like he done yesterday, is not doing the show no more favours, is actually adding more salt into the wound. You're getting a lot of people's backs up, people who are waiting to speak out. So I don't know why Phillip Schofield thinks he's holier than thou and he's still going to be trying to protect the show, because he isn't.
Well, tell us about what he did yesterday, Phillip Schofield, because he did come out fighting, didn't he?
He did come out yesterday. He wanted to save the reputation of the show and say that there was no culture of toxicity there, that the people who are speaking out against him are the loud people who have a grudge against him. And it's not about that. And many people, and the newspapers included, have been stifled with this story for the past few years, and they haven't been able to speak out. People can now speak out, and it's all down to his admission. If he was telling the truth from the start, we wouldn't probably have a big situation like we have now.
And another big line from the Dan Wootton exclusive was about the future of Holly Willoughby. And Eamonn says, I think Holly should go. I doubt we'll ever see her back on the show, but he didn't say that it was about protecting the reputation of the show or indeed the young lad, but he said it's about her own brand protection. So Eamonn feels she'll stand aside to protect herself.
Well, the newspapers are saying contrary stuff to this, because the newspapers are saying that Holly is refusing to go. She doesn't see a reason why she should stand down from her role on This Morning. You know, she is being tainted guilty by association with Phillip, but the way things are going, there's been such an uproar and there's more stuff to come out, because people are really questioning, how did you not know this, Holly? This is your right-hand man. There's pictures of her with this unidentified guy. How did you not know something was going on? So as the way things are going, more stuff is going to be coming out, and I think Holly is going to have to be forced to stand down. She's an amazing presenter, but I think to save her own back, she should do the right thing and start fresh and leave This Morning.
And what do you think, Steph, in terms of This Morning as a brand? Because it is this warm, lovely, family show, but these are damaging allegations, and they are coming out in the papers every single day.
I think it's going to be hard for them to come back from this, and, you know, knowing that senior executives were trying to put out the statement of be kind following Caroline Flack's death, we're learning more that actually this is a culture there which is quite toxic. It's not helping promote people's mental health and their well-being. This poor young man, he's been left to the wolves. He hasn't got the money or the protection like Phillip Schofield. And with the more stories that are coming out, it's showing that actually ITV did not protect him, but they were more concerned in protecting their most bankable star, which was Phillip Schofield.
Yeah, and you know what? A really moving line in the interview, actually, is where Eamonn talks about this. He talks about the duty of care of the show, of ITV, of the top brass, of Phillip, to this young lad. And he volunteered that Ruth is still in touch with the lad and taking care. And I think it's forgotten in all this, isn't it, that there's a young, vulnerable person who's seemingly been abandoned, and really it should be about his well-being.
And this is what people are forgetting. I think people have made it too much about Phillip Schofield, but you can tell by this man's actions that he was very young and he's very in love with a married, straight man. And now that he's been fed to the press, they're going to keep on hunting him down, trying to get his story out. And I think eventually he will have to come out with his story, because that's the only way he's going to get any peace out of this situation.
Well,
Do you think senior executives are going to have to be culled at this morning?
Definitely. I don't think any of them...
Or even ITV, yeah.
I don't think any of them are going to come out unscathed from this, because you can't sweep stuff like this under the carpet. You know, they have a duty of care and they shouldn't be abusing their power just to protect their shining star, who clearly wasn't a shining star.